On the last episode of Savage Sisters podcast.
What qualifies him to give that advice to his little brother when he know he's pretty much screwing himself? Because he got 2 women pregnant by him at the same time. But he won't give advice talking about being faithful? No. If you gonna give advice and you got a situation like that, you need to give the bad advice. Say, these hoes ain't loyal. Say something like, oh, you need to go ahead and just, sow your royal oats, as they say, That's the type of advice that a person that has 2 women pregnant at the same time should give. Don't be giving no actual good advice and you ain't living by your own stuff.
Hell no. What up?
What's happening?
Welcome back to another episode of Savage Sisters podcast.
Yes.
I'm Jazz.
And I'm Allie.
And today's topic is...
the disease of people pleasing.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed, a disease it is.
Disgusting disease.
Okay, so name a point in your life where you realized that you were people pleasing.
Well, I was in a relationship. Currently no longer. And basically I realized it after the fact. I was people pleasing. I realized I was doing it after the relationship was over. I didn't realize I was doing it during the relationship. Well, that's not all the way true. It was like more or less in the middle. Basically I was doing a lot of stuff to help this person financially, and it wasn't being returned. And then there were also, things that I was doing to try to build a deeper connection within the relationship on an emotional level, but that wasn't returned. So a lot of my people pleasing was, I guess I was using it to kind of get reciprocity out of the person.
Mm-hmm. I've been a victim of that as well.
Right, but and it obviously that don't work.
No, it don't.
So I was overextending myself all the time, using my energy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then turn around and I'm feeling bad because I'm giving, and I'm not getting. And it's not to say, oh, I should be getting something, but if there's a relationship that is supposed to eventually go somewhere, or at least be a real relationship, you expect the person to at least do the same thing that you're doing. But I wasn't getting what I was given. So that was my problem, which created the whole thing of people pleasing to begin with. So once I realized I was doing it, I was just like, damn, ew, I really did all that? Why did I do all that? And it's crazy, but having that experience kind of put me, it sealed the deal for me, and it's a learned lesson that I don't have to relearn or experience again to know I'm not going to do this people pleasing crap. And I'm not interested in doing that no more. People always try to say, oh, well, you shouldn't change because of one bad experience. No, I've had 2 bad experiences with people pleasing, and because of that, I now know what it is that I'm doing in a relationship that makes me get to that point. And I'm trying to compensate for what I'm not getting. So going forward, if I do get into another relationship, I'm not getting in a relationship until, it's gonna sound bad, but if I ain't getting nothing, I'm not giving nothing.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Like, you ain't getting from me. Nothing. You not finna climb my back. Ain't nobody climbing my back no more. I don't care. Forget all that. We ain't. Yeah, we wrong, but guess what? We gonna act like this is back in the day. If you ain't trying to put a ring on my finger, you ain't coming nowhere near this kitty. You ain't gonna even smell it. Okay? It's not happening. It's not happening. Never no more. I don't have time for the foolishness. I don't have time to get my time wasted, or for nobody be playing with me. Cause reciprocity is very important, and people pleasing is a result of not getting reciprocity. And that's not just relationships. That's like interactions with your family too. Like, I used to people please to try to, like,
get acceptance.
Yeah, be accepted. But all in all, I was never accepted in my family for whatever reason. I don't know. I really don't care now. But it is what it is. You can't be people pleasing. You gotta please yourself. If you're not willing to please yourself,
you gotta make yourself happy before you can make anybody else happy.
Exactly. And a lot of times when you people pleasing, you're only doing it because you're not truly happy. You're trying to fill that void of happiness with making other people happy by the stuff you do for them.
Yeah, to feel accepted. But okay, once I get accepted, I can do this, or I'm allowed to do this.
Yeah, or I'm gonna do this for this person, and maybe they'll see me for who I am and see how I really am, and then they'll be what I need them to be. Wrong. You need to do all that stuff you're doing for everybody else, the people pleasing and stuff. Do it for yourself. Please yourself, because that's how you build yourself up. Don't be trying to build other people up
and tearing yourself down to build them up.
Yeah. What's your experience with the disease of people pleasing?
Oh, I've had quite a few experiences with that. I feel like a lot of people have experienced some type of people pleasing. Sometimes it is a very hard lesson to learn. It's something that we have to unlearn, and sometimes it takes us a few lessons for us to finally have the courage and get the strength to be like, okay, I can't do it no more. And I'm at that point where I'm starting to be like, okay, I gotta make sure Jasmine is happy. I've always been worried about and concerned about everybody else's happiness, putting myself at the very low of the totem pole. Sometimes I'm not even on the totem pole. I ain't on that and I'm trying to build and make everybody else happy, sacrificing my happiness for the longest. And it's like when I try to do one little thing for myself, I'm selfish.
Yes.
And that pisses me off, because it's just like, I'm selfish, but I done did and sacrificed all this stuff to make you happy and make you feel better. But let me try to do one little thing for myself. I'm selfish. And people pleasing, it correlates with standing up for yourself, speaking up for yourself. Because if you've grown up or you've always been that very soft-spoken person, you don't really like conflict, you stay to yourself, you try to be likable. I forgot where I heard it from, but it was like, no one is liked by everyone, and if you are, then you're people pleasing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I feel like I did that a lot in school. Looking back, I wish I had more courage to be myself, and the strength to not care what other people thought about me. I feel like I tried to not necessarily fit in with other people. I tried to fit in I tried to put myself in a box to where I didn't cause any friction with anyone. Like I tried to, yeah, okay, be myself, but I can't do too much of this or do too much of that because that'll make this person uncomfortable, and then they'll start picking on me or talking about me, blase blase. Because I was bullied from elementary all the way up to middle school, and when I got to high school is when it finally stopped. And it's like once I got to high school, I was like, all right, now it's my time. Like I finally don't have to deal with this. And it's like I tried to avoid so many things or let a lot of stuff slide because I did not want to deal with that no more. Like I'm finally at the point where people are starting to not mess with me, not pick on me, and I'm not, it's kind of like I'm not gonna let anything get in the way of that, even if that meant like I guess not hang around or talk to the same people I used to talk to, because sometimes people that I was friends with or I hung out with a lot, sometimes people would pick on them, and I didn't want that to rub off on me.
Yeah.
And I know to some people that might sound, oh, that's messed up, but it was a school, like a lot of people don't understand. It's a mental game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause you're not just dealing with your own thoughts and growing and learning things, learning what's good for you and what's not good for you and what you like and what you don't like. You learn all that stuff, but it's not just you learning all that stuff. It's a whole bunch of other people learning that same set of things at the same time as you, but they're not only coming into this one area for 8 hours of their life to just experience you. They're bringing their experiences from home too.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they get abused and beat up and verbally and sometimes physically. Like kids be going through hell. I mean pure hell at home. And then they come to school and sometimes they bring that hell with them. Mm-hmm. And they put that off on the next student, not even knowing that the next student, may not, I don't know, they may not have their mom or their dad. They may be living with their grandma or whatever the case may be. Even if they living with their parents, they, may not be the most confident because their parents don't necessarily build them up like they should, or they're missing certain things at home even though they have two parents, or they're missing, whatever. They're missing something. Everybody's missing something. Everybody is looking for something. So, as a student, of course, it becomes harder because you're trying to find your way too.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put all of that together, plus you're supposed to be getting an education. Man, what? And you run the risk of getting picked on. You run the risk of being the
Plus,
bully.
you got to interact with other people.
Yes.
Especially people that some of them you're not even comfortable being around.
Exactly.
Like it's hard to open up. It's for me in particular. It's very, very hard. I was always afraid of being judged in high school. Like I said, the whole bullying thing. Like I was not trying to go through that. Like, bro. Like when I got to high school, I was like, yes, finally, this is a new school, new beginning. Like I ain't dealing with this no more. Like,
See, my experience with high schools, it's crazy, but how you said that you new school and new environment and stuff like that. When I got to high school, it was different. It was different in the sense that, some of the students that I was going to middle school with was there, but at the same time, for me, it was just as bad because for some reason, you get in high school. I don't know how it is for high schoolers now, but back when I was in high school, wasn't nobody, like, as a freshman, wasn't nobody talking about no damn sex and all this stuff like